Naming the notes on the staff. This is the staff. It is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. It is really important that you know whether the note is on a line or on a space. So, looking at this note, you see I've got the blue arrows pointing out the lines. Are those lines touching the note or going through the note? If the lines are just touching the note, which this is, then the note is on the space. Looking at this line is going right through that note. Do you see that? Since the line is going through the note, then the note is on a line. It is important to know if the note is on a line or in a space so you know which trick to use to help you name the note. So, this is the trick for the notes on the spaces. F, A, C, E spells the word face. So if you just remember the word face and you count on the spaces, F-A-C-E, you know what note is F, which note is A, which note is C, which note is E. Now, the trick to know for the names of the notes on the lines. E, G, B, D, F. Now, wait a second. So, F-A-C-E spelled the word face, but Agbedif is not a word. So, because Agbedif is not a word, we need to use a different kind of trick. We are going to use a sentence to help us remember E, G, B, D, F. The sentence that I use is empty, garbage, before, dad, flips. So each letter of the first word in that sentence goes with E, G, B, D, F. So, for instance, empty is E, garbage is G, before B, dad, D, and flips F. So you will always remember E, G, B, D, F. Now, when I was a kid, when I was your age, my music teacher used Every Good Boy Does Fine. She also used Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge. But I didn't like those, so that's why we use empty garbage before dad flips, because I vowed that in there, if I were ever to become a music teacher, I would use a sentence that if you were a boy or a girl, it didn't matter. It would be the same for boys or girls. That's why we use empty garbage before dad flips. But I've been teaching for a very long time, and I have been picking up sentences from other kids throughout the years. They brought me Elephants Go Belly Dancing Fridays, again, EGBDF. Elvis Goes Breakdancing Fridays, again, EGBDF. Elephants Got Big Dirty Feet, again, EGBDF. Enormous Gorillas Bring Deadly Farts, again, EGBDF. I do not care what sentence you use, just so long as you always get EGBDF. So, hang on, I'm going to cough. So, follow these steps and you will be able to easily read the notes on the staff or figure out which note is which. So first, look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Are the lines just touching the note or going through the note? Remember, if they're just touching the note, then that note is on a space. If they're going through the note, then that note is on a line. So after you figured out if it's on a line or on a space, which trick do you use? Empty garbage before dad flips for the lines, or face, F-A-C-E, for the spaces. Now here's another clue. Face rhymes with space. Hopefully that'll help you remember which trick goes where. So then you start from the bottom and you stop when you get to the note. So let's test out my little directions. 1, look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Are the lines just touching the note or going through the note? In this instance, they're just touching the note, right? So that note is on a space. So we are going to use the trick face, F-A-C-E. Again, you start from the bottom, and then you stop when you get to the note. So we are going to spell the word face, starting from the bottom. F, oh, we stopped. We got to the note, so that note is an F. All right, here we got a new one. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Is the line going through the note? In this instance, it is. So which trick do we need? Empty garbage before Dad flips. Start from the bottom and stop when we get to the note. Empty, garbage, that note is garbage, G. All right, look to see if the note is on a line or in a space. In this instance, it is on a space. So which trick do we use? That's right, face. Stop when we get to the note. F, A, C, E. We landed on E. Therefore, the note is an E. Line or space? Is the line going through the note? Yes, it is. So which trick do we use? Empty garbage before Dad flips, right? Empty garbage before Dad. That note is D. All right, here we go. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Note should be on a space, right? Because the lines are not touching the note. So what's the trick? Face, right? F, A, that note is A. To see number 4, look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. There's a line going right through that note, which means that it is on a line. So what's the trick? Empty garbage before Dad flips. So let's count from the bottom. Empty garbage before Dad. That note is D. Just remember, follow these steps. Look to see if the note is on a line or on a space. Which trick do you use? Stop when you start from the bottom, stop when you get to the note.